August 23rd, 2005 is going to be a date that will live in infamy for the residents of New Orleans for the rest of their lives. Hurricane Katrina was the costliest and one of the 5 deadliest hurricanes in the history of the United States. It was the 6th strongest Atlantic hurricane ever recorded and the 3rd strongest hurricane on record that made landfall in the United States. Katrina formed on August 23, 2005 during the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season and caused devastation along much of the north-central Gulf Coast. The most severe loss of life and property damage occurred in New Orleans, Louisiana, which flooded as the levee system catastrophically failed in many cases hours after the storm had moved inland. The hurricane caused severe destruction across the entire Mississippi coast and into Alabama as far as 100 miles from the storm center, and Katrina was the 11th tropical storm, 5th hurricane, and 3rd major hurricane, and 2nd Category 5 hurricane of the 2005 hurricane season. It formed over the Bahamas on August 23, 2005, and crossed southern Florida as a moderate Category 1 hurricane, causing some deaths and flooding there, before strengthening rapidly in the Gulf of Mexico and becoming one of the strongest hurricanes on record while at sea. The storm weakened before making its 2nd and 3rd landfalls as a Category 3 storm on the morning of August 29th in the southeast Louisiana and at the Louisiana-Mississippi state line, respectively. The storm surge caused severe damage along the Gulf Coast, devastating as the Mississippi cities of Waveland, Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian, Long Beach, Gulfport, Ocean Springs, and Pascagoula. In Louisiana, the federal flood protection system in New Orleans failed in more than 50 places. Nearly every levee in metro New Orleans breached as Hurricane Katrina passed east of the city, subsequently flooding 80% of the city and many areas of neighboring parishes for weeks. At least 1,836 people lost their lives in Hurricane Katrina and in the subsequent floods, making it the deadliest United States hurricane since the 1928 Okeechobee hurricane. The storm is estimated to have been responsible for $81.2 billion in damage, making it the costliest natural disaster in United States history. The effect of Hurricane Katrina on New Orleans was catastrophic and long-lasting. As the center of Katrina passed east of New Orleans on August 29, 2005, winds were in the Category 2 range, and tidal surge was equivalent to about a Category 3 hurricane. Though the most severe portion of Katrina missed the city, the storm surge caused more than 50 breaches in drainage canal levees and also in navigational canal levees and precipitated the worst engineering disaster in United States history. By August 31, 2005, 80% of New Orleans was flooded, with some parts under up to most 15 feet of water. Most of the city's levees, designed and built by the United States Army Corps of Engineers, were breached, including the 17th Street Canal Levee, the Industrial Canal Levee, and the London Avenue Canal flood wall. These breaches were responsible for most of the flooding, according to a June 2007 report by the American Society of Civil Engineers. 90% of the residents of southeast Louisiana were evacuated in the most successful evacuation of a major urban area in the nation's history. Despite this, many residents still decided to stay and try to ride out the hurricane. The Louisiana Superdome was used as a designated refuge area of last resort for those who remained in the city. The city flooded due primarily to the failure of the federally built levee system. Like I said, many remained in their homes and had to swim for their lives, wade through deep water, or remain trapped in their attics or on their rooftops. One major reason why the city of New Orleans suffered such catastrophic effects of the hurricane was because New Orleans was settled on a natural high ground along the Mississippi River. Later developments that eventually extended to nearby Lake Pontchartrain were built on fill to bring them above the average lake level. Navigable commercial waterways extended from the lake and into the interior of the city to promote waterborne commerce. After the construction of the Inner Harbor Navigation Canal in 1940, the state closed these waterways, causing in-town's water table to lower drastically. After 1965, the United States Army Corps of Engineers built a levee system around a much larger geographic footprint that included previous marshland and swamp. These factors created subsidence of up to 8 feet in some areas due to the consolidation of the underlying organic soils. According to one of my sources, a recent study by the Tulane University notes that 49% of New Orleans is below sea level, with the more densely populated areas generally on higher ground. The mean average elevation of the city is currently between 1 and 2 feet below sea level. with some portions of the city as high as 16 feet and others as low as 10 feet. I would like to take this time and thank you guys for taking your time and listening to me speak on this event, which, like I spoke about, caused many lives and took many lives in the United States. It was a tragic event that happened, and hopefully we can just pray and hope that we can be more prepared if it is that another event like this is to happen and attack us. Thank you.